Hi everyone, welcome back to Midday Kentucky. We're here live out at the new Shakespeare in Hamburg. Everyone,
it is so much fun to be out here on this President's Day, gorgeous venue.
In front of a live audience, here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
All enjoying lunch, having a great time. Of course, we're going to find out a little bit more. They've got a great deal going on right now with their wines. We're going to be doing an interview about that and also understanding the difference of how to choose a wine as well. Welcome everyone. How are you, my dear?
How was your weekend? It was wonderful. I had family in town all
you did?
and friends.
But I also saw that you went to the Black Panther movie.
Yes, yes.
How was that?
I loved it. I loved it. It started off a little slow, I have to say. I was a little worried.
The movie?
Yes, but they had to start it off slow.
Like Wonder Woman, that was slow.
Yeah, they have to set up the storyline. Once the storyline got established, it was like, oh, I loved it.
It was on.
Yeah, it was on.
What about you? You went away.
Yeah, I went to Asheville. It was a lot of fun. I went to the Biltmore. We talked about this last week, that the original Titanic costumes are on display inside. So that was really cool. We had it in What's Poppin'. It was awesome to see some the dresses from Rose. Imagine Jack there.
Did you try and get into them?
No, they were behind the display, so I think I would have been arrested, but it was tempting.
That was good.
That was really fun.
Is it an open audition? Or not audition, exhibition?
It's through the house in the Biltmore now, and the costumes are just set up through that tour, and it's through March, I believe. So it was a lot of fun, and it just comes with the admission.
Well, you need to go over. Where is it again?
The Biltmore in Asheville. You got to check it out. You would like that house.
That'd be a good idea. Hey, everyone, of course, we need to check in about the Olympics as well. Norway, of course, is still in first place with 26 medals. Germany is in second place. Canada, of course, is in third. USA moved to sixth place.
Wow.
Oh, that's not good, people. We
Well,
need to
where's
get up
Australia?
there. They went down as well. Oh no, I think they were 15th, weren't they? They're now, 18th, people.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Yes, yes.
You know.
USA will bounce back, though.
They will bounce back. Hey, I've got something really interesting to show you. An American football team went over to Russia, but now they've come under fire. It's a female football team, everyone. They've come under fire because they're basically saying that these 7 strong women, they're promoting your football here.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're saying that it is inappropriate and they're setting the feminism movement back. Okay? So we're going to bring up those pictures now. We've got them here in front of us. I actually don't think they look that bad.
I think they're pretty bad.
Oh, you do?
I do.
There's a lot of conversation
I do.
online saying they look very pornographic, that they...
Yeah, they're suggestive.
But I think that's sort of along the lines of the league, isn't it? Kind of they'll wear more provocative costumes and things like that.
But don't you think it's a bit weird that women are wearing that, though?
I think in general, but that's not a sport or a line of advertising that I would like, no matter who is dressing up like that. I think I'm not offended by it.
Right.
I'm not going to read more about it, and I don't enjoy it. But I'm not offended.
I got you. Well, there's a bit of controversy about it, and Sports Illustrated. I wanted to ask you whether you think the Sports Illustrated, if we could bring up those images now as well, whether you think that is as bad as the images from the football.
You know, I'm not going to say it's bad, and I don't think the images from the football are bad. I don't think that. It's just
this
not
is what
my
they're
cup
saying
of tea.
online, that they're bad.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's bad. But what are they trying to? What point are they trying to make?
They're trying to promote. Well, the Me Too movement is for Sports Illustrated, of course, but the football is to promote women to join the sport.
Right. I just don't know why nudity has anything to do with the Me Too movement.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like, it kind of leaves me feeling confused, I guess, about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I just don't think that nudity needs to be the statement made in the Me Too movement. I think it doesn't accomplish what they're trying to accomplish with that.
Okay, what do you think?
I liked the Sports Illustrated stuff last week. I think it's totally different than the football thing. I think the football thing is like soliciting people to join something by using provocative, where gymnast Allie Raisman was just making her own statement for herself rather than trying to get people to join. But for me, I'm just not into really using nudity for anything. It's just, it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. So really both I'm equally sort of
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
both.
Well, there's actually quite a bit of backlash regarding the Sports Illustrated as well. There's one tweet was, I don't have enough patience left in my brain to coherently express everything wrong with Sports Illustrated framing its swimsuit issue as empowering and in line with the goals of Me Too. I sort of agree with that. And posing nude can be empowering. This is but body positive campaigns can be empowering as well. So there's a bit of a mixed one there as well.
I think they can be empowering.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. And this is sort of what we were talking about last week. Really, the Me Too movement and feminism, it's not saying you need to be modest or you need to be provocative. It's that it's just your choice. And would I do that ad? No. But, good for Allie Raisman. I don't know.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's move along. How much do you think the 20s are made up of fun? But when you're by the age of 30, you should have a certain amount of money actually in your bank account.
Okay.
How much did you have in your bank account at 30s? Let's be real.
To be real, I think we were in the red, but in our 30s, we were probably, we had just gotten married. Early in our marriage, we might have had maybe $5,000 in our bank account, total
Yeah.
savings and checking.
Were you
so-
married by 30?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say maybe about 5,000 as well before you even said that. But I was also thinking, refactoring in, I think a lot of people now are even starting a 401k at 25, 26 when you're in your
Yes.
job. So I think being close to that 5,000 range is good, and I like that people, even at a young age, are starting some of those other savings on top of that. But
Yeah.
I guess I would say about 5,000.
Okay, interesting enough, there's a new article that's come out saying that that the people in their 20s need to be putting away 6 months of living expenses. The average living expense for someone in their 20s is $2,300 a month, which means you should have just under $14,000 in the bank account.
Wow. I think that's pretty hard for millennials.
But I know I could
especially
live.
with college debt.
Yeah.
That's a huge
That's
deal.
a lot of money.
$2,300 a month, if I needed to, I could live off way less than that. I think I live off of that as my normal life, where if I lost my job, I definitely could cut things. I live off of less than that per month.
Really?
So in terms of what I spend.
Gotcha.
So I certainly could slice that in half if I needed to.
I don't know. Tell us what you think. Head over to our Midday Kentucky Facebook page and you tell us whether you think that's a reasonable amount. I have to be honest with you. I think, you should have some cash reserves
Yes, you
for,
should. Yep.
emergencies. This article is saying that you should have about $1,200 in cash. I think it's always good to have a credit card as a reserve for something, that you don't use. And I think at 30, I had several businesses, so this didn't equate to me. Do you know what I mean?
You were living the high life
I
right
was-
there.
I think
I
that
don't
is
know
living the
about
high
that.
life. $2,300 a month spending, I
That's
think
a lot.
that's a lot. It is.
But don't forget
for
that
someone in their
includes-
20s.
That includes your rent and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Living
say my
expenses.
rent, all my bills are under $1,500 rent bills.
What?
And then I spend more on light, things I just want, but my necessities is about that.
Yeah.
You need to do my budget. I'm thinking.
I mean, I spend more than that, but if I think of just rent and adding up, cell phone, car insurance, my bills, it's less than that, yeah.
Wow.
It's great. I know. I don't know. I'm just used to having a family.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
thinking-
the amount that
I'm
look at.
thinking. I think I spend like $500 or $600 a month on groceries, and I
Right.
don't cook. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Now, if I added in my
that's
wine
good.
budget, it would
Ah,
sail up. But I'm
gotcha.
saying that my
Gotcha.
necessities are less than
Hey,
that.
we're speaking about millennials, and let's talk a little bit about, are they ruining marriages? Now, tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, it's about their own marriage, actually.
Oh, it's not-
They're not ruining other people's marriages, hopefully not. But what the article was talking about was that millennials are waiting longer to get married. They're dating longer. And so, the national average for dating right now is 3.5 years. And that is down, that's up considerably.
Down what?
It's up considerably
Right.
compared to what it was.
Well, what age were people getting married before?
Well, what people were doing, here's a comparison that they gave us. The age back in 1963, the average age of women getting married was 21. And for
Oh, it's
men,
in 1963.
in 1963, and for men it was 23 years of age. Now, the average as of now is 27 for women and 29 for men. So
Wow.
they're waiting a lot longer, and the reason for this is, the number one reason is student loans. That's the biggest thing. They want to feel financially secure
I
before they
agree.
enter into a marriage.
I don't see why you should get married if you're heavily in debt and you can't, like if you're waiting,
Yes.
in, late 20s,
Yes.
early 30s,
Uh-huh.
most people are wanting to start a family pretty soon at
Right.
that age,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
why not try to be debt-free and start a family then?
Yes.
But here's the thing, I also think that if you are starting later in life having a marriage,
Mm-hmm.
that, don't have the big wedding reception.
Mm-hmm.
Have your church, have the ceremony, and then maybe have a destination wedding,
Mm-hmm.
something a little bit cheaper, and then you can put all the money into the property or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, I think it depends on what marriage means to you.
Yeah.
Where, maybe you both have a lot of debt and you're just going to get married at the courthouse to make your commitment official and continue living within those means trying to pay it off. But that worries me because I have a lot of friends, girlfriends my age, because I'm 28, that marriage to them means buying a house, having a baby right away, which those things cost a lot. So
Yes.
if you're equating it with debt, then maybe wait. But I think that it's just being on the same page maybe with your partner of what it means financially when you get
Yes.
married and if your spending habits would change.
Well, and they said that waiting is actually better for the marriage in the long run.
Well,
those that get married quicker, because they're citing that it's that time to get married, versus they married for love. Generally, the ones that are waiting to get married with millennials, they're marrying because they're in love, and it's not because it's just that time.
Oh, amor, l'amor. It is love, let me tell you. I think it's I don't see
Yeah.
why you need to get married so young.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't either. I mean,
Yeah.
I was 28 when I
Go
got
and
married,
live your
too.
life a little bit, experience the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Katie, of course, we go from marriage to cheaters.
Yeah.
This is the normal topic of conversation here at our table. Talk to us a little bit about what you mean.
Yeah, this is something we'd sort of touched on before, but I saw a really interesting blog from a woman discussing if the mistress, male, female, should tell the spouse of whoever they're cheating with. For example, if you're the mistress and it breaks up, would you tell that man's wife that you had an affair?
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of hard to think of that scenario because I think we'd all think, I would never date someone who's married. But I pose to you, if you were dating someone, let's say 6 months,
Yeah.
then you find out they're married, so you didn't know that you were doing that.
Right.
Okay.
Would you tell that person's spouse? Do you think they deserve to know, or do you think it's none of your business? Do you ever think it's okay to speak up about that?
Wow. I would.
You would?
I would too.
But I would do it in an anonymous way.
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation. I'm like, I would hate that. But I would write a letter, leave a note, send a text, whatever, Facebook message, whatever, just saying that your spouse is doing this. I would feel obligated to, because I feel like, I had been duped. He's duping her over, obviously, in the relationship. So I would feel like I've been duped, and I would want to know. I would want her to know, just for her own safety, if nothing else. I
Yeah.
mean, there's diseases, sexual transmitted diseases.
Yeah,
I
but you
mean,
could be having an affair and still having protected sex.
right.
But she's
what I
saying the
mean?
spouse is probably doing other things with other
Exactly.
people.
I mean,
if they're willing to cheat.
that's not the
Yeah.
only relationship, obviously, that
Yeah.
he's doing. If he kept it
Well,
secret.
you know how I feel, girls. If the cooking's not good at home, you go out for takeout.
I
Do you know what
disagree
I
with
mean?
that.
And if you are having problems in a relationship that you feel the need to have an affair, you need to reevaluate your relationship.
Yes,
and
I
either
agree
make
with
a
that.
decision to move on or repair the relationship in some way.
But that sort of saying implies that the person who's being, and I know this isn't what you mean, but to me it implies that the person being cheated on is wrong in some way.
No.
Sometimes the other person just is not monogamous. You could be the perfect good cooking at home,
Well, I don't mean actually cooking.
No, I mean, I mean the perfect
knows.
spouse, the
Yeah.
perfect spouse. And still this other person could maybe those are just their morals. So I think that kind of implies that the person being cheated on is in any way, at fault. And
Right.
you're lying. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but you might be perfect and you're just with someone who
Yeah.
is not willing to be monogamous.
Yeah,
I don't know.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, tell us what you think, whether you would actually Well, I don't know. If I was the other person with the married person with me, would I don't think I would.
I definitely would.
You would just walk away. You would just walk away from it.
Look, I would walk away from the affair if I didn't know about it.
Right.
And I would say, listen, go sort it out. Come back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you wanted them
Yeah.
back. Would you want them back?
I wouldn't want them back.
Well, there's all sorts of reasons, people. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So who knows? Hey everyone, we've got more Midday Kentucky coming up live after this short break. We are live at Shakespeare & Co. over here in Hamburg. See you soon.